Okay, so as I've said on previous videos, I'm on an absolute mission to break through illusions of any kind. I really am. And I want to challenge people's perceptions on what they think about the nature of reality and what they believe it to be. And perhaps some people have never really thought about it. But, you know, challenging people's perceptions is something that I do every single day in my job. And it's something that I am just so passionate about. I really am. And the illusion that I want to talk about today is actually the illusion that I feel that we have held for a certain number of years now about science and spirituality being two separate things. Because as I understand it, they're not two separate things. They are one and the same thing. And if you go back and you look through history, you'll find that actually it was as though they were always one and the same thing. But only over, the past sort of few hundred years, actually there became a split where science and spirituality divided. And in Europe particularly, spirituality was kind of, attempted to be ruled out and eradicated. And anyone sort of practicing spirituality, you've heard the whole witch story, haven't you? Anyone sort of involved in spirituality of any kind, if they spoke about it openly or were found to be, talking about anything like that, then they were burnt at the stake, which is awful, all sorts of things like that, just because science decided to say, well, where's the evidence? If everybody can't see this, then there's got to be something a bit weird or unusual or evil about you, which for me personally couldn't be further from the truth, because the way I understand it is all one. It is one and the same thing. And I'm not going to go on and on and on about it, but, I will share something with you about last year. When I was writing my first book, When the Hidden Become Seen, I was writing up all of my experiences that I'd had throughout my life. And I thought, you know what? I'll have a look at some science investigations around theories around certain things that I'm talking about. And I couldn't believe it, because I'd never heard about the theory of string theory. And I invite you to look it up after you've watched this video, I really do. And I'd never heard about string theory, but you know what? I'd already written a chapter in my book about an experience which I encountered a few years ago when I was with my dog, when I was with Yo-Yo. And I have to tell you, it was profound. It really was. And I was just like, oh my God, I need to go home and I need to write this up straight away, which is what I did. So I've been documenting these things that have happened to me throughout all of my life. And like I say, last year, I just thought, let's, see if there's anything like this online. And I couldn't believe it, because it was just like, what's a theory for science, for me, isn't a theory. It's the real reality, because I see it and I experience it. So for me, it's real and it's not a scientific theory. And I know in my heart, I really do, that science and spirituality are one and the same thing. It's just that they have been given two very different labels throughout time and history. And you know what? I think the more that we actually begin to bring these things back together and understand more and more and more about how all the pieces fit together and kind of go and join the dots, that's when we get the big picture, and that's when we realise that actually it's an illusion that science and spirituality are two separate things. Because in my opinion, and please remember, it's only my opinion, you don't have to believe me, but in my opinion, they are one and the same thing. Thanks for watching. Like and follow me on Facebook, Becky Parry Visionary. Follow me on Instagram, Becky Parry with a 3 for the E, and click the red subscribe button below to watch all of my videos.